Hi guys and dolls, how are you? I hope the lighting is good or decent or something. So, one thing that people have to take in consideration, if you get with the wrong person, if you're in a situation where you're desperate or some guy paid attention to you, you haven't experienced that in a long time, you're like, "Oh, this is nice." Slow your roll, slow your roll. Because I'm telling you, if you get with the wrong person, your life as you knew it is over. I'm telling you from experience. I've been dealing with narcs ever since I came out of my mother's you know what. I've been dealing with narcs ever since then, and I've been dealing with them. The last one I dealt with was last August until I got rid of his ass because I was tired of the bullshit. But it takes a toll on you mentally, psychologically, physically, financially, spiritually. All of your lees will be abused. So here are some people's testimony as to what they went through and how the narc responded. Okay, now I had gone on a hike last year with a group of people. One of them was the narc. I wasn't involved with him at the time. Oh, let's see. I wasn't involved with him at the time. So something went wrong and I lost my footing. And that individual, I didn't know he was a narc at the time. Other people in the group, I've got my UV sleeves on, so you'll see them, and it prevents mosquitoes from biting me at night, or reduces their chance of biting me. So I tend to keep them on. So when I take my dog out at night, I don't get bit. But anyway, I fell off this ridge, and I fell with lightning speed, and they had known, and he had known too, that my leg was it was recovering from surgery, but I was doing very well, but it was still kind of achy sometimes, and I fell. That doesn't make your leg happy. Okay, don't you know he stood off on the side and was standing there like a dumbass and just watching? Other people came to my side and they were like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Can you get up? Are you hurt?" He just stood there like a lump of clay. When I had mentioned it to him later after we were involved, which that should have been my first red flag, he lied and said, "I was right there." I said, "No, you weren't." "Yes, I was. I was standing right there. I was trying to make sure you were okay." No, he wasn't. They lie so easily. They lie like they're breathing. No thought, just lies, just tumble out of their mouth, okay? Their lack of concern is just unreal. And the way this park is set up, if I would have fallen off a different ridge, some of those ridges, if you fall, you're pretty high up. If you survive, you're lucky. Thankfully, the one I fell off of, it wasn't that steep, or else I might not be here right now. Or I might be hurt, paralyzed, whatever. He stood there like a dunce. They're dead inside. They're emotionally dead inside. You do not want to sign up for the wrong person. Take your time. Pay attention to red flags. Don't make excuses for red flags. If it's a red flag, get the hell up out of there. All right? So this is on mental illness. The name of hold on. The narcs won't be there emotionally in your time of need. Okay? So these are going to be different people's experience with this very thing. Okay? And also, as you guys know, I had a heat-related incident in the park. I was sick in the park, and he could not get away from me quick enough. I mean, he's a real son of a bitch. That's why I'm really grateful that I don't have kids, because I could not bear the thought of my kid turning into that. Okay? Anyway. So this, you're going to hear me pause in between, and they're going to be different people's talking about these types of things that they've dealt with, dealing with a narcissist who has zero concern for what you're going through. All right. So Lee with mental illness, he said they're not going to be there for you in your time of need. You'll take advantage of you when you are there for them in their time of need, but when you need them, you're kind of hosed. So this person says, this is so true, and they will even be weirdly hateful or cruel towards you when you're going through a personal tragedy. It's mind-boggling. Picture this character in a narcissistic mother. When us kids got sick, she acted like you were the biggest inconvenience in the history of inconveniences. Like you got sick on purpose just to bug her. Okay. This one person said, facts. I had COVID at the end of 2020. Bad. He did nothing to help around the house. Needless to say, I had 3 weeks to do deep thinking after 24 years of marriage, and I filed for divorce in July. And this was this most recent July. We are now in September. Good for her. Get rid of him. He's nothing but a ball and chain around your throat. I nearly died from a complication from my autoimmune issue. He said he didn't believe I was ill until then. They could be a witness to the doctor saying, your wife has COVID or your husband has, not COVID, but cancer and, or whatever it is that's going on with you. And they will act like, I know what your doctor said, but nah, I just think you're looking for attention. They're going to act like an ass because it doesn't impact them, so they don't care. They don't care. I got sick when my ex and I lived together. He threw me out of the house simply for being sick. He was not my first narcissist. I seem to be a narcissist magnet. Now that I'm educated on narcissism, I doubt I'll fall for one of them again. My dad passed away, and while we were in another state for his memorial, my ex opened a Tinder account. Makes me nauseous. This video helps clarify who that ex truly is. So upsetting. Very true. When my grandma died recently, he told me, yeah, people I love died too. Get over it. When I asked him to help me with a work project today, he told me it's not my business. That's your job. Yet he'll go help the neighbors with things that aren't his business either. One of the biggest things, and we've talked about this before, one of the biggest things that's the most important to them is their reputation, their fake reputation. They need the whole world to think that they are the equivalent of Mother Teresa. That is the reason why I have no problem telling the truth about who they really are. That's the reason why I will, every opportunity that I have, as long as I have breath in my body, and if I come across anybody who asks me questions about the previous rat, I will tell them the truth. Because I know your reputation is the most important thing to you, so I will smash you like a motherfucking bug. I will smash you into the ground. You ain't the only one who has, you think I got weaknesses? You got weaknesses too, bitch. And once I find out what your weakness is, you're done. So yeah, I got ways of getting people back. I'm not playing with your ass. I'm too old for this shit. So yeah, I'll come for you. The way to avoid that is don't be an asshole. I'm just kind of gonna comb through these. Yes, happened to me. I learned not to depend. I always kept up antioxidants because narcissistic people get you sick and lower your immunity if you continue to interact with them. Exactly. So true. My ex tried to make me giving birth, me in active labor, to his son about him and his headache instead of me and the baby. So here she is in excruciating pain, and he's more concerned about, oh, my head hurts, I got a headache. This is how they operate. Okay? When my ex had a COVID exposure and had to quarantine, I drove an hour each way to his house to drop off groceries and snacks and some fun little activities to feed him and keep his spirits up, even though he never got sick. I didn't think much of it at all. It's just what you do when you care about someone. When I actually got COVID and was super sick, he didn't even call or text to check on me. I had people that I barely knew and friends who lived even further away offering to get me groceries or other stuff and checking on me constantly. My own partner of 6 years couldn't be bothered to at least message me to see how I was doing. This is how they operate. When I told him that I was upset and felt like he had let me down when I needed him, he said I was being dramatic and that it wasn't reasonable for him to drive that far just to check on me or bring me stuff. I think the bottom line was that there was nothing in it for him to make the trip. It was the 9,000th straw, but definitely the final one for me. Being confronted with how one-sided our relationship was definitely something I couldn't continue to ignore. Heck, I probably would have denied needing anything to save him the trip, but it would have meant a lot just to have him show care and concern. How was the road from his house to my house longer than the one from mine to his? They're dead inside. Remember I told you this? They're dead. Dead inside. Unless they get hurt or unless they get sick. Then all of a sudden it's a big deal. Got to call the priest in for last rites, even though they only have a cold. My ex-husband refused to take off work for my surgery. He said he went so far as to tell me to get my mom to come take care of me. Thought I was having a heart attack, and he said he'd meet me at the ER. 3 hours later, he showed up. See, I'm not making this up. This is why I'm giving you personal stories of what people have went through. I'm not making this up. This is how they behave. Okay? My dad died and he took off to his other life. This had occurred while I had been taking care of him through chemo and stem cell transplant. Oh my goodness, do not miss that demon. Oh, so basically, her dad died and her partner was like, "Say la vie, I'm out of here. This isn't what I signed up for," type of deal. Yeah, sounds about right. I've always been there for my husband. I was in an accident, injured my back, had to use a cane to walk. He wasn't there for me at all. I had a friend see me through the whole thing. He also said I was faking and the best actor he knew, even though I have all of the medical records to prove I have a serious spinal injury. He still expects me to be there for him, though, even though I'm still in so much pain. He's never so much as asked how I'm feeling or even acknowledged my injury. The rat that I knew did the same thing. I had surgery. He didn't give a shit, didn't text me, didn't call, didn't text my friend or call him, didn't do any of that because that has nothing to do with him. So why their attitude is, because they're corpses, okay? Their attitude is, why do I need to exert all that energy into that? That doesn't have anything to do with me. You're phony. Yeah, I saw your x-ray. I saw your medical records. Whatever. You're being dramatic. You faked a spinal injury so the doctors would think you're hurt. And you wonder why people want to hurt them. Let me see. Hold on here. My father's paper cut was more dramatic and took longer to heal than my back surgery. When I tested positive, I phoned him and all he did was shout in rage. According to him, the test was wrong. I didn't have COVID. I needed to take another test, a private test that he insisted on. He thought he was right. I was wrong. I had all the symptoms and felt awful. He then gave me the silent treatment for 3 days. It was Christmas 2020. See what I'm talking about? Do y'all see what I am talking about? This is what I'm dealing with. My mom passed away and my partner has given me fucking hell. Like he cannot grasp the concept of grief and depression unless it's his own. It was the last straw. Looking forward to my divorce. There was this one time when I got back to I guess it's his house, after feeling poorly at my son's. I said to him as soon as I got in that I needed to lay down because I wasn't feeling well. He showed no concern except to say, I've been seeing you for 2 days and you're going straight to bed. Well, fuck off, go to bed then. Oh my God. See, this is why, you know what? This is why I'm happy to be single. This is the kind of crap I don't have to deal with. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay? Beautiful thing. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my husband, 6 weeks after my brother was killed by a drunk driver. 6 weeks after her brother was killed by a drunk driver. Told her she needed to get over it. Let me explain something to you. If somebody said that to me, we're finished. I don't care if I've been married to you since I was 2 years old. We're done. If we're just seeing each other, we're breaking up that day. I'm done. Okay, you little fucker? Done. Same thing that happened to her. Oh my God, he would leave me at home alone. Mind you, we both still had it. I guess she's talking about COVID. Hell, he gave it to me, but wasn't feeling as bad as me, as I have compromising health issues, so it was harder on me. But he still came home. Yes, he was still going out, expecting me to get out of bed with fever and every single symptom of COVID and cook for him. I wish I would. You better get your ass over to McDonald's or Burger King. That's what you better damn do. My ex did that shit too. Oh my God. We ended up getting something from a restaurant because he's like, they're toddlers. They're adult toddlers, okay? I'm hungry. Knowing I didn't feel well, knowing I was laying down, I said, I am not feeling well like I told you. See, this is what I'm talking about. Oh my God. I took care of my boyfriend when he had COVID, and when I'm sick, he won't come to my house because we live 45 minutes away from each other, but I drive to his house every day. Do you honestly think I'm driving to his house? Look. You got to know when the last straw is, okay? You got to recognize when you've had enough. And the minute you start to see these evil little behaviors, This is what you're signing up for. This is what your life looks like. This is what you're signing up for. You signed on a dotted line. If you married them, if you made the fatal mistake of marrying them, I strongly suggest that you break up with this person immediately. No, break off all contact. There's no excuse for them to call you. You block them on every social media there is, and you never, ever, ever speak to them again. Ever speak to them again. I don't care if they cry so hard blood comes out. It's not going to happen. You're done. We're done. Life's too short. I will fire you quicker than I met your ass. A lot of these people are saying they weren't there whenever they were sick. You're supposed to be there for them. During the love bombing stage, mine went above and beyond when I was sick. Held my hair while I threw up, got me things, took care of me all day, cooked for me, gave me a bath. But when that ended and I was sick during the devaluation phase, he barely cared or noticed or said anything about it. He acted as if it was getting on his nerves. Her being sick was getting on his nerves. These people are demons. Do you understand what I'm telling you? These people are demons, okay? I don't know how many more signs y'all need before you get a clue that these people are the worst thing in society. They are so toxic and so hateful. And don't tell me there's not a demonic force attached to this, because there most definitely is. Okay? Somebody said, a narcissist does not want a relationship. They want a personal slave without any basic human rights. You damn Skippy. I'm going to read that again. A narcissist does not want a relationship. They want a personal slave without any basic human rights. They think that they are the boss of you. I'm going to dictate when you go to bed, when you can use your cell phone. Been through this, can you tell? Every little thing about you, I'm going to micromanage. I'm going to hang around the bathroom when you're inside the bathroom doing your thing. I mean, I'm going to watch you when you take a bath. I mean, my God. Really? Oh, Jesus. So this person said that the narc told them, he said it's your fault that you got sick because you wanted to get COVID. I just gave you what you wanted. Let me tell you something about COVID, if you haven't started figuring this out as I'm going along here. COVID brought out the worst in people, and it highlighted their disgusting behavior to the 1 gabillionth degree. Okay? I think you just see my head. Is that true? I don't know. Anyway, maybe that's better. COVID just revealed with a spotlight who people are. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, wow. Like, wow. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Oh, the day I got the call that confirmed I had cancer. I don't know if I should bring this down a little more. Sorry, guys. I don't know if that helps at all. Maybe. The day I got the call that confirmed I had cancer, he left me and went to our river home for a couple of days. That's another thing the demons will do. Well, since your parent died, or since you're really sick right now and you just got horrible news, I gotta go. So, peace out. Deal with that on your own, because I'm not trying to hear it. This lady said, I had a narcissistic husband. That is sad as it may seem, and for all the ways I wish he had been able to change, I'm starting to believe that his death due to COVID was actually more my release than it was his death. I'm going to just tell you straight up. If I was involved with somebody or married to someone like this, And they made my life a living hell, and I felt like I was in prison with no chance of parole, and I'm innocent. When you die, hallelujah. Thank God. I'll save money on a divorce. Bye, fool. People feel too sorry for demons. They feel too sorry for them. Why? Why? Do you want to be abused too? Because I'm telling you from experience, you don't want this. Okay? Listen to all of these different people tell you what the kind of shit they've been through. This person was told they had cancer, and then Narky decided, oh, well, I'm going to go enjoy my weekend or, a couple of days. I'm going to go have me a little mini vacay. Don't come back. How about that? My favorite cousin died right after I realized the craziness. My used to be dude wouldn't give me a hug. That was the very last straw. See, it could be just as subtle as that. Emotional withdrawal, like physical withdrawal. You try to hug them and they just kind of stand there like a 2x4. How many more signs do you need? They don't give a shit. Mine ghosted me when I got diagnosed with cancer. I would soak his feet and scrape them and give him a massage. When I asked him to pour hot water into my foot soak, he wouldn't do it. Well, of course not, because that does not pertain to him, again, or her. This isn't a genetic thing, like a gender thing, like I always tell you. Same day my dad passed away, I ordered my ex, I guess they were still together at the time, a Chick-fil-A sandwich wrong. The order was wrong and it messed up his whole night. Now, mind you, her dad had just died. My ex gave me COVID, and during an argument, he told me that he hoped I didn't make it. He wished I had died from COVID. And y'all want a relationship? You better slow your goddamn roll, because you don't want to dance with the devil by the pale moonlight because you need somebody in your life that bad. Enjoy your peace. Because if you get with the wrong person, and let me tell you something else. Narcs are like sharks in the water. They can smell desperation. They can smell loneliness. They will pick your ass out of a crowd. Be careful. And if you're in a situation where you're vulnerable, your mom just died, your dad just died, you got a really horrible diagnosis, this person wants to get with you, put some boundaries up and say, well, I'm not really ready to do that right now. I'm flattered that you're interested, but I'm going through some things right now and I just need to spend some time to myself. If they're a narc, they're going to push past those boundaries and argue with you and say, well, all the more reason why you need somebody. Why are you acting like this? Why are you being so distant? Why are you pulling away? Why won't you give me a chance? Blah, 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 blah. That means they don't care about your boundaries. There you go. You just saw your first humongous red flag. As soon as you put up barricades and boundaries, you will see the real them pop out, and they will jump in this huge campaign to make you change your mind because they don't give a shit about your boundaries. When my father passed and I was dealing with his estate, my wife decided to go have another affair, and now she's married to him. And I made sure to tell him, well, she's his headache now. So look at it that way. So this lady was a nurse. She is a nurse. A bodybuilder patient punched her in her face. She was given a concussion. She still has symptoms from post-concussion syndrome. Her ex had a subtle but distinct tone and expression when I took time off work to take care of myself. I felt so unloved in that moment. He never really understood how much pain I was in, nor did he care. Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Mm, mm, mm. So when I was with the love bomber, I became sick. I had to cancel our date. He said, let me know if you need anything. I'll bring it to you. That's the love bombing face. That's the opposite of who they really are, okay? What? Mine brought COVID, infected my son, and forced my son to sleep in the same room as me, even though I am in a high risk group. How do you let him force your son to sleep in the... Y'all better start putting your foot down. You better start getting boundaries, or you better put them out of your house. You better do something. Nobody has a right to put you or your child in danger like that. You're giving them entirely too much power. God help you if you're delivering their baby. They'll try to make it all about them and start drama. My wife of 40 years didn't go to my mom's funeral. So anyway, there's a whole lot more. Yeah, her daughter's had COVID twice within 8 months, and her narc dad always is nowhere to be found when in time of need. Of course. So you have the ability to perform magic. Say that you need them, and all of a sudden, poof, they disappear. Nursed him through a time of pain, and he turned around and said, so what? Anyone would have done that. No, correction, you wouldn't have. Demon. So that's all I'm going to go into right now. This is the mental illness. And if you want to read all of the, all the commentary, it's called Don't Expect a Narcissist to Be There for You Emotionally in Your Time of Need. And this is mental illness. Mental and Healness, Healness. And this is Lee Hammock. And he is a self-aware narcissist. And he's been in psychotherapy for 5 years, going on 5 years at this point. So this is not what you want to sign up for. I'm so happy to be single. My dog keeps me busy. I know that sounds crazy, but he keeps me busy. He fills up so much of my time, and there's peace. He drives me crazy, so there's not peace regarding that. He likes to test me all the time. He's a kid. They love to test you. However, human kids do the same thing, right? But to have my power back and to have my, not argue for my freedom, and to not have to deal with penny ante little micromanaging and resisting me every step of the way, taking things away from me that I enjoy for no reason, just because you enjoy it, because you're a demon. Wow, I don't have to deal with that. It's so peaceful. It's so peaceful. You don't want to deal with these types of situations just to have someone in your life. And some people, one of whom I've gotten rid of, she's an ex-friend, and she will never, ever, she'll never get a wake-up call in regards to men, because it doesn't matter what you do to her. She feels sorry for you. So if you are a narcissist, all you have to do is look her up and start singing a song about how bad your life was and how terrible your parents were, and they never cared about you, and they were so abusive, and I had to go from foster home to foster home, and blah, blah, blah. You could beat the hell out of her to the point where you almost crack her eye sockets, bust her lip and everything else, and she feels sorry for you because you had a bad childhood. And when you realize that this is a dangerous mentality, and you try to get this person to go into therapy, they eventually cut you loose because they don't want to face their own dysfunction. They just can't handle it. They prefer dysfunction. They prefer sickness. And how dare you tell them that they need help? When you feel sorry for somebody who's treating you like garbage, yes, your ass should have been in therapy the minute you were old enough to date so that you don't get caught up in that. She's the type of person who, if a guy raped her and then he said afterwards, the reason I raped you is because I haven't had sex in a year, okay? I can't help it. She'd probably go make him some tea and a lunch or something, a meal. Well, I'm sorry you went through that, pumpkin, and hug him. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? So anyway, some people like to be sick. They enjoy it. They get a kick out of it. It's great. I'm glad I'm not like that. I'm glad I'm not sick like that. I'm basically a walking miracle. People expected, friends of the mother. Ugh. Friends of hers expected me to, fall off the deep end. Because when you've had a crappy life, your parents set you up for failure. So I could have easily had 5 baby daddies, broken the law, heroin addict. I could have been all of that. And I consider myself a miracle that I'm not any of those things. And I'm nothing like the parents. And I'm nothing like narcissists. So I am a walking miracle. I do consider myself a miracle. So you guys take care. Thank you for watching my video and see you next time. Much love.